Hi, everybody, and welcome to Designer Discussions. Today, Jason is going to talk to us about website trends in 2026.
Welcome to the Designer Discussions podcast with
Jason,
Miriam,
and Maria, where we talk about marketing, PR, and business advice for design professionals.
All right, Miriam, thanks for the intro. This is a topic that I've been asked about lately with all that's happening in AI, which and what's happening with the trends for websites for next year. And we've done a lot of research on this. There's a lot of trends happening in terms of how to build the website. So I'm not going to talk so much about that because I assume a lot of our listeners may already have a website. If you want to learn more about how building the website will change in 2026, I can tackle that in a future episode. But right now, I'm going to talk about more so what changes will be happening or that are on the horizon for if you already have a website. So I'm going to start with the customer experience. So that is huge now. What happens when an end user or a prospect enters to your site? Are they finding exactly what they're looking for? What is that experience like? And what do you want the experience to be like for your client? One of the things I would suggest is if you've had a website over a year and you haven't had any redesigns, have someone that does not know what you do go onto your website and tell you what they think. So this could be a spouse, this could be one of your kids, this could be one of your friends that at a high level know what you do, but not really. And just ask them to go onto your website and tell them what is the experience like. Are they finding what they're hoping to look for? Do you understand exactly what I do? If you understand, is it easier for you to reach out to me and contact me? So ask them all these questions, and it's easier for somebody that does not really know the website, because if you ask one of your employees or anybody in the business, they've seen your site over and over again. Oftentimes they're used to it, so it's hard for them to judge critically. So that's why I say ask somebody that on a high level know what you do, but not really, and ask them to look at your website to help you on the customer experience aspect, because this honestly can help you out. You can also ask one of your past clients. So one of the clients you've had that may be in contact with still, reach out to them and say, yes, we're thinking about doing a redesign. Can you look at our website and let us know from your viewpoint, what do you think about how our website is now? Is it answering what you're looking for? If you were looking for a remodel today, would our site help you decide you want to work with us? And so that'll help to give you some information that you may need to change. Okay. So once you have that, so that's one of the trends. The next trend is actually personalized content. There's a lot of content out there now, as you know, with AI, there's a lot of content out there now. So making sure the content is personalized for your ideal client will be vital next year. One of the easiest ways you can do this is the exercise we always talk. If you've heard us on this podcast, we always talk about the client avatar. Okay. I'll have a link in the show notes to the client avatar workbook to help you iron out who that client avatar is. But once you know what that is, that helps you because now you know exactly who you're targeting. You've probably heard me say 100 times, if you're trying to market to everyone, you're actually marketing to no one. So knowing who your ideal client is helps you create content that is actually for your ideal client, that is personalized for them. And so that's going to help you stand out over everybody else. Exercise you can do here along with the client avatar. Look at your competitors in your area. Look at all your competitors' websites. See the type of content, how are they writing to their ideal client? Oftentimes, you have the same ideal client. So look at how they're using their content. So you could say, is that how I want to communicate, or do I want to be a little different than that? Are there any gaps that they're not talking about? So research your competition in the area that is offering the same type of services to your ideal client as you are, and also look at the client avatar workbook so you can actually personalize the content for your ideal client. Okay. And then the last one I'm going to talk about is the obvious one, is AI. So AI has changed a lot. If you heard me talk earlier, I had talked about how it's helping to change how you design a website. But like I said, I'm not talking about that. But more so, you can use AI now to actually have your URL in either Chat GPT, Midjourney, any of the AIs that you want to use. Have AI analyze your website, and it will spit out a report on terms of the SEO, terms of content, in terms of the imagery, all of this information that will help you optimize your site. What you can also do is you could tell AI who your ideal client is heading back to your ideal client avatar. Let them know I do XYZ. I'm ABC Remodeling in Chicago. Our ideal client is 50 to 60 retirees, yada, yada, yada. And here's my website. How well does my website communicate to my ideal client? Let AI tell you what that answer is, and it will hand you some insights that can help you edit your site. And so use AI for advantages it can provide to you, because it could provide information that, if you remember when I had talked about looking at the overall client experience, I had said if you use either somebody that knows who you are high level, you can use AI for that same thing also, but it will give you even more insight into what's happening behind the scenes. Like anything, like I talked about with the SEO, it can help you out there. Anything with content, images, and how well is it communicating to your ideal client if you communicate that to AI. So those are just a few of the trends that are happening in 2026 that you need to look out for. We talk about all of this in the Academy. So if you're interested, we talk about all this information. We have a month on website design where I go over what are the trends for the year and how you need to optimize your site. Any of the members, I look at their website and I hand them some suggestions on how they can increase conversion. So that's just a hint. If you have not thought about the Academy, you may want to think about it now. I'll also have that link in the show notes. So that's all I want to talk about today. And we hope to hear and see you in 2 weeks on Design Discussions.
Your business is unique and your marketing should be too. Discover how to personalize your approach for SEO, PR, and beyond to attract more of the clients you love to work with. In our Academy membership, with us Designer Discussions podcast hosts as your personal coaches, we show you how to customize your marketing. With weekly live sessions, an exclusive community, practical resources, and expert guidance, we're here to simplify your marketing and boost your business. Sign up at designerdiscussions.com or follow the link in the show notes.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Designer Discussions and all of the helpful information. Subscribe to our podcast, leave us a review, and share it with your friends. We look forward to having you back next week. For more information on the podcast and the marketing studio, visit designerdiscussions.com and follow us on social media.